Tapos mag-go live.
Good
Magandang
morning.
umaga! Good morning, Tristan. Good morning sa inyong lahat. Thank you so much for being with me this morning, Tristan. It is already September 10. Okay, September.
Wow.
Kailan ba ang birthday ni President Marcos, the late President
Di,
Marcos? Di ba September siya? Alam ko September yun.
alam ko din, pero hindi ko alam eh. Malamang alam ni Ninong Ferdy. Kasi parang ka-birthday niya
Ferdy.
yata, kaya,
Okay. Okay.
so,
Kaya tinawag siyang Ferdinand. Kaya Ferdy pala yun.
uh, yun yung alam,
I
yun ang
see.
recall ko doon sa ninyo.
Oh, so yun. So tanungin natin siya, di ba? So September 10 already. It's a weekend, Friday. Alam naman natin yan, weekend na. At
Mhm.
I hope that your week has gone well. Kumusta na ba how was your week this week, Tristan?
This week has been very, what do you call this, erratic, I think. Parang sobrang
Mm-hmm.
daming nangyayari. So, di ba,
Mm-hmm.
last week, Coach RD, was it last week? Yeah, last week when we talked about what am I hopeful for
Yeah.
this Christmas. So I
Mm-hmm.
was hoping that this Christmas that we'll have a COVID-free incident for the
Mm-hmm.
family. But just that week, my sisters, two of my sisters felt weird also.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like na yung hope ko no nagkaroon ng change of direction, but nonetheless I still have great hopes for December.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
that nagkaroon ng slight change of plan. So yun, erratic
Mm-hmm.
coordination,
Yeah.
monitoring, so something like that.
Yeah. So, but how are they doing? Are they doing okay now? Are
They're
they
doing better
getting
now.
better? Mm,
Mm.
that's good.
So it
Oo.
was so yun nga baka ano lang baka regular sumama lang pakiramdam something like that.
Yeah. So, ngayon kasi pagka nagkaroon ka ng konting achoo, okay,
Mm.
ano ka na
Tatakbo ka na
kaagad eh.
kaagad.
Ano ka na kaagad,
Sa
correct,
sa
correct.
grocery tinitingnan ko kaagad ng masama yung taong humahatching. Tinitingnan, naka-face mask ba 'to, naka-face shield ba 'to, COVID ba 'to? Praning na eh.
Oo. Pero mas okay na yung praning kasi, di ba? Sa totoo lang, sa mga panahon na yon, it's good to be praning. Para at least,
Mm.
you're safe, your family is safe, lalo na tayo, meron pa tayong mga maliliit na bata, di ba?
Yes.
Na,
Yeah.
syempre, wala pa silang bakuna. No? Unlike other households na fully vaccinated lahat kasi adults na lahat. So for us, we really have to take care. Also, for those that we meet with or that we encounter in the office, if you go to office na, kasi
Mm.
ibang kumpanya, meron na silang certain percentage na pwedeng pumasok na yung mga tao. So,
Oo.
importante yun na praning ka ng konti, pero not to the point naman na it will paralyze you. But just be
Yes,
aware,
yes.
but just be aware and be conscious about your surroundings, yourself, take care. So, bukod
Aware
pa
and
doon,
alert.
correct, awareness and alertness. Para kang
Mm.
para kang the US Army. Sabi nila, the US Army daw, it's better to learn than to die. Ganun
Mm.
sila. Yan yung learning philosophy nila. So the US
Oo.
Army is one of the most, di ba, one of the most respected, di ba, elite fighting force yan, di ba? Pero
Mm.
sinasabi nila, when it comes to learning, It's always better to keep learning new things every day kaysa mamatay
Mm-hmm.
ka dahil wala kang
Yes.
alam. Or you assume things, it's not based on data, it's not based on fact, you just assume, di ba? So,
Mm-hmm.
and rightly so, kasi the military or the army, they're always at war. That's what they signed up for. That's what they trained for. That's their life. Their life is always about war zones, fixing problems. So,
Mm.
it for them, learning is not just periodic, but it's a way of life. So,
Yes.
same thing with us, kailangan aware tayo sa nangyayari sa atin, paligid natin. Kaya sila pag naglalakad sila daw, when they walk around, whether in the mall with their family, they always scout the area. They're always aware of everything that's happening in the area. Kasi yan yung
Mm.
orientation nila. They learn where the exit is. Yung ganun sila. They want to know where the exit is. They want to know where the nearest, if there's a security or police, kung nasaan yung taong yon. Yung ganun.
Mm.
So, para lahat sila, meron parati silang escape plan. O, yeah,
Yes.
escape plan. O escape route, diba?
Mm.
So, praning. Praning din sila. In a good way. In
Oh,
a good way. Yeah.
in a good way.
Yun. In a good
Yan.
way. At
Comment ako,
kapatid,
mabilis dyan,
yeah,
folks.
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
learn early, die later. Kasi kapag late ka na natuto, parang late na po. So, dapat natuto ka last. May hugot
correct.
ako, no? Dapat kaya kang natuto, hindi yung after 18 months. So, yun lang ang comment ko.
So, at saka ngayon kasi this next bukod sa pandemya kasi, meron tayong weather na pandemya. Kasi kaalis
Mm.
lang ni Jolina, di ba? And in the news this morning, early this morning, they were saying that they left several people, maraming nasawi dun sa bagyo na Jolina. No? And then, so nakaalis na siya, as you can see, sunny na tayo ang weather natin. Pero, meron pa tayong isang bagyo na sana pinagdadasal natin na lumihis dahil ito naman si Kiko. So kung si Jolens umalis na, eh si Senator naman ang papasok. Si Kiko naman ang papasok. Right? And they say that this storm is strong kasi 195 daw, 195 kilometers per hour ang maximum center winds. So that's faster than Milenio.
Mm.
Uh, I remember Milenio, I was stuck in Santa Rosa coming home from a meeting. Doon ako nakapag-meeting sa Santa Rosa with a client. On my way home, naabutan ko yung papasok ni Milenio. So, nung dumadaan ako, Tristan, sa may Toyota, kasi may, ano rin, may factory si Toyota doon sa Santa Rosa. Yung mga puno, talagang ang lakas. These are the big trees. Ha? Hindi ito yung mga maliliit. Ito yung mga malalaking puno. Nagsisway na talaga siya. And then later on, when I got home, I found out that in the news that there were a lot of trees that fell. At binagsakan yung mga kotse, yung
Oh
inventaryo ng
my.
kotse ng Toyota. So, isipin mo, ilang milyon ang nawala sa Toyota that time. So, in this one is, that one was 110. This one is 195. Approximately 195 kilometers per hour. Ang bilis nun. Kung sa sasakyan, malapit nang umabot sa speed limit ng BMW yun. Kasi ang BMW 220, pag umabot ka ng 220, papatay ni BMW yung makina mo, hindi ka na patutuloyin. Hindi naman papatay yung makina, pero babawasan yung speed mo. Automatic
Mm.
yon. So imagine 195, 220, that's the maximum speed already of a BMW at least. Diba? So mabilis talaga yon. So importante lang na paghandaan natin yan. Diba? To be storm proof. Kasi hindi naman mawawala yung mga bagyo sa atin, di ba? Every year,
Yes.
dumadaan at dumadaan ang bagyo. So similar to life, di ba? We will always encounter storms. So the key is not to be storm free. We don't ask that we be rid of storms. Kasi the only time that we'll be storm free is when we're dead. Yung pagpatay na tayo. Yun lang. So, in essence, how do you become storm proof? I'll just share a bit. And Tristan will be the one to anchor this show for us. So I just want to share three things. You storm-proof yourself in three areas. Number one, storm-proof yourself in your spirit. Dun muna. Kasi di ba
Mm.
we are spirit beings living in human bodies. So storm-proof yourself in your spirit. So instead of listening to all the news that's going on around, okay naman makinig sa news para may ipagdadasal ka, right? So storm-proof yourself with your spirit. Read the word, meditate on it, pray. Naku, talaga, prayers really help, di ba? Get in fellowship with other believers, who can help you read the Bible. Kung hindi mo alam ang Bible, just read one proverb a day. 31 yan, di ba? Proverbs, 31 proverbs. So one a day,
Yes.
you finish, you have so much wisdom in 1 month. Doon ka na mag-umpisa. Ganun lang. Madali lang na maintindihan yan. Stormproof yourself in your spirit. Stormproof yourself in your mind. Mental toughness ang tawag doon. So when you say mental toughness, ibig sabihin nun, growth mindset. Diba? Welcome challenges and see
Mm.
opportunities. Instead of pag na-challenge ka, wala na, setback yan. Sabi ko na nga ba, hindi mangyari. Or, welcome failures. The failure of trying to open last Wednesday. Bilang sinabi ni spokesperson na, ay hindi pala, MECQ pala. Naku, di ba? So, what do you do now? Di ba? Growth mindset. What's another opportunity? So seek out more opportunities for your team, for yourself, for your business. So always be on the growth mindset. You can read up on that by Carol Dweck.
Carol Dweck.
Carol Dweck, Dweck. So that's the growth mindset. And finally, storm-proof yourself physically. Now the pandemic has allowed us to become more physically prepared. Diba? Parati tayo nag-ano, we're always thinking about our vitamins, our yung lahat, everything. We're thinking about that. So, importante sa atin yun na importante sa atin na meron tayong exercise, the right diet, and then vitamins. On those three areas, I just wanna leave you with that, no? Because I'm off to another talk kaya medyo nakabihis tayo.
Kaya pala naka-long sleeves ka, no?
Oo, naka long sleeves ako. So, yeah, so I want to leave you with all of you with that na importante na hindi natin pwedeng hilingin na maging storm free tayo. But we can definitely do our part to become storm proof. Okay?
Mm.
So I want to leave you with that. Tristan is going to do an excellent job, I'm sure, in anchoring the show. So I have to go, guys. Thank you. Tristan, maraming salamat. Ha. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
anchoring and
Coach.
hosting. So
Have a
Kapitan
great
Tristan siya ngayon. Bye.
bye. Have a great session or coaching session.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ayan. And for everyone, thank you for tuning in with me for the next couple of minutes. So welcome and good morning. So like what yan, good morning kay Abby, good morning kay Bobby. So salamat sa friendship ano at you're joining us today. If you wish to join us even in this session, please be our guest for today. Good morning, Sharon. Yan, ang ganda ng topic natin, ang ganda ng shinare ni Coach. Recently, may kalalabas lang na, yeah, just this morning, ba yung bagyong Jolina. Hindi ko alam, we were taken by storm ni Jolina. No? Ngayon naman, sabi ni Coach RD, si Kiko naman, well, will pass by. So hopefully, hindi siya dumaan kasi nga, it's a super typhoon. But talking about typhoon, ikaw, yan, so mga kasama natin, we have 3 million viewers. I'd like to ask you, how do you prepare for a storm? Or better yet, how do you storm proof your life? Either your spirit, your mental, your emotions, your body. So, yeah. So if you have answers, yan, you can chime in. How do you storm proof your mind, your body, and your spirit? Yan. Okay, so I have some thank you, don't coach ano. So it's really important to prepare our spirit, our mind, and our body. Yan, storm-proofing. Pero naalala ko lang about storm-proofing, the Three Little Pigs. Yan, yan, Three Little Pigs na nag-try mag-build ng bahay nila. Diba? I'm sure you remember that. First pig tried to build it with haze and straw, the other one with sticks, and the other pig, diba, built his house with bricks and stones. So we know the story. A wolf came by, and the one who built it with bricks and stones survived the strong blow of the wolf. Diba? And he huffed and he puffed, and nothing happened. And similar to uh, building a storm-proof mind, spirit, and body. Paano ba natin dapat gawin? Ikaw, ano bang mga naiisip mo? Ayan, we're waiting for some answers. Ayan. While Coach RD was speaking kanina, naalala ko lang, and building a storm-proof life, it's really dependent on the foundation we build. Diba? The foundation we built determines if how long the structure will be able to stand out, will be able to storm-proof, okay, the situation. Kapag mababaw ang foundation, mas mabilis siyempre masisira. It's also true to how we build our spiritual life, how we build our mental capacity, and even our bodies. So the key is the preparation. One of the keys in building a good structure is really building a deep foundation, and building a deep foundation really takes time, and it needs a lot of preparation. Thinking about digging some foundation. Sa foundation kasi hindi naman ganun kabilis, diba? It takes some time. And the foundation takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of digging out of dirt bago actually will be able to build a strong structure. So talking about having a storm-proof spiritual life. Yeah. The question is, how deep is your foundation? For mental capacity, how deep is your foundation? For having a strong body, yeah, how it's not how are you physically ready? And so isa-isahin natin yung mga sinabi ni Coach. Yan. So for storm-proof spiritual body, yan, spiritual life, in talking about foundation, how do you prepare for it? How's your spiritual body? How do you build foundation? For believers, for Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer. So deepening of foundation really comes from knowing who you're building it for. And for me, it's Christ. Yeah, for me, it's Jesus. So I'm building it with my relationship with God. It's getting to know Him through His Word, through the Bible, through prayers. So the more I get to know God, the more I get to deepen the foundation of my spiritual life. Yeah, it happens when it happens when we follow God. Yeah, it happens when we feed in His Word. It happens when we fellowship with other believers, and it happens when we also fish for people, diba? Encourage people, pray for people, try to reach out for people. That happens when we do that. Yeah. So we actually call that the three F's, right, of discipleship, of following God. So following Jesus, fishing for people, and fellowshipping with other believers. And I believe those three are very important to deepen our foundation. Yeah. So actually, in this group alone, I mean, in this pandemic, I would say that this pandemic has helped me deepen my walk with God personally. Is not just only in following Jesus and and fishing for people, but also fellowshipping with other believers. Like yan sila Sharon, sila Bobby, sila Abby, the people in the church, a small chat saying hi, hello, boost your encouragement. Yan. So sa amin nila coach, meron kaming group. So we once went into this beach pre-pandemic. So we called our group La Playa. So I'm glad to be part of that. That group helped me deepen my spiritual, uh, my faith, my spiritual foundation. So I hope that as you deepen your spirit, you get to build it with the people, in the faith, people in your community. Find those people who will build your spiritual foundation. Yeah. Also, yeah, build your mental capacity. Storm-proof your mind. I think there's just so much that's happening around to expand and extend our grit. Expand and extend our grit to the point that we want to escape from it, to the point that we want to break away from it, to the point that we want to um, ignore it, or deny the existence of this. But there's one during this pandemic in having a mental toughness. There's a book that I actually read on mental toughness. It's called uh, Harvard Business Review on Mental Toughness. I guess one of the things that stand out for me in that book was love the pressure. Yun yung sinabi niya, in order for someone to build a strong mental capacity or maybe on our language for today, storm-proof your mind is to love the pressure. We do not, actually, I don't like pressures kasi pag pressure ka, you're prone to commit mistakes, you're prone to be haphazard, you're prone to be out of your own rhythm. So I guess that's what pressure does. But on the other hand, what pressure does for us is that it makes us prepared. It helps us evaluate um, our decisions, our responses, and character. Yan. It deepens actually our character. Kasi kapag pressure ka, di ba, parang you should be on your toes, you need to be alert, you need to be awake. So, yun. So, parang, but the irony of that is that we cannot, pressure is hard and we cannot just love it because it surface the kind of character we have. Diba? Parang ano ba yung character natin kapag may pressure. Actually, the word character in itself comes from that word that means there's so much pressure, okay, that it makes it good. So the I forgot the story, okay, the whole story behind it, but it's kind of like a melting of gold. Yan. Yung gold comes out when you actually put it in a fire and then lilitaw sa taas, magse-surface sa taas yung mga yung mga dumi, di ba? Yung what do you call that? Yung silver, okay? So kapag sobrang intense yung pressure ng fire, ng heat, okay, gold gets refined and then the what do you call, forgot it, the silver, okay, na nagsisurface dun sa taas. Actually, it differentiates the gold and the silver in that moment. It's the same way for for mental capacity. Ganun din yung nangyari when there's just so much pressure. It prepares us to have a storm-proof mind. Yan, it makes us a lot better. And si Sharon sabi niya, pressure is good. It makes you pray hard. Yes, that's right. Pressure sa work when there's just so much deadline or when there's just so much responsibility happening. So that happens. Okay. And then when you become better at it, when we become better at it, guess what? The next time that pressure comes along, we are a lot better to handle the pressure. Sabi naman ni Abby, during pandemic, maintain connections and relationships even virtually. Yan. Isingit ang exercise during the week too. With everything happening around us, we need to pray more and often. Agree. Agree. Actually, if there's one thing, there's so many things that this pandemic has taught us. It's really to be ready, be on your toes, pray, pray, and pray some more. The people that you have prayed for last week that are sick, yeah, this week that are sick, now this week they're better. And then comes another prayer request. Yeah. So yun, Sir Lex, yan. Hi, Sir Tristan. Just tuned in. Why are you alone? Pressure ba? Si Coach RD has to leave early. Meron siyang coaching meeting while the others are in different roles. Yan. So, mabuti na lang naka-experience na ako before Sir Lex nang naiwan ako mag-isa. So, I don't actually feel a lot of pressure right now. Nax, no? Parang celebrity lang. Miss Universe yung question, ano eh. Miss Universe question yan, Sir Lex. So, yun. So, how do we stormproof our spirit, our mind, and our body? So, if you have take on that, how to stormproof your mind, your spirit, and your body, you can put in your answers. So, yun. For our mind, it's really loving the pressure. Okay, it's also staying on ground and know your capacity, prepare for it, anticipate. For stormproofing our mind, it's really anticipating the worst case scenarios. So this pandemic, one of the things that has helped us, well, at least for me and my family, is to anticipate worst case scenarios like what's the plan if ever someone gets sick, saan tayo mag-isolate o saan natin siya i-isolate, sino yung mga doctors na i-reach out natin just in case um, puno ang mga hospital or mahirap magpa-teleconsult kasi ang daming tumatawag, something like that. So, yun, preparedness para din ma-handle yung pressure. Yan. And lastly is how do you stormproof your body? I guess it's really in the daily things that we do, not just for the body, but also for the mind and the spirit. For the body, it's really, wala si Lige, it's really having a healthy diet. It's really having a healthy diet. Um, so one of the things that we did, as a family, is we shift uh, our our rice intake and from many to very minimal. And then eventually, sabi namin, why don't we shift kaya to red rice? Actually, it's my wife who did that. So she suggested to shift into red rice. Mabuti na lang, everything is found in online delivery in Shopee and Lazada. So nakahanap kami ng mura. Parang, yun, parang wow, nabawasan yung aming sugar intake dahil nag-shift kami. So it's also in the diet. Okay, I'm not really a health expert, but that's what we normally hear them say. Okay, manage your diet, eat healthy food. Yeah, watch your sugar intake, watch your calorie intake, watch your salt intake. So all of that matters, so that we don't get to the point na magkaroon ng comorbidity. Yan. Kayo, how do you? Yan, Sir Lex, si Abby, Sharon, or our 6 million viewers. How do you, uh, you know, how do you prepare your bodies for this kind of situation, for pandemic, yan, storm-proof bodies. Yan, storm-proof bodies. Alam ko lang, beach bodies, no? Yan. Also, not only for diet, but also really exercise. It's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. And it's another thing to do it daily. Yeah, daily or every other day. Yan, marami tayong mga health advocates today that says na, vaccines will not really suffice. We also have to stay fit and healthy. Yan, stay fit and healthy by exercising. If not daily, maybe every other day, para hindi mapagod yung muscles mo. So, give your muscles a break. So, exercise daily. Yan. 30 minutes worth of non-stop exercise will do more yan, than a every 5 minute stop and go kind of exercise. So, yeah. So, how do we stormproof? How do we stormproof our life? Yan. Sabi ni Coach RD, stormproof our mind, stormproof our spirit, and stormproof our body. I would remember Coach RD saying this. It's always in the daily things that we do that makes a difference for the long haul. Yeah. So, um, I believe it's parang it's really something that we have to do daily because if we forget, yan, mahirap mag-cramming na nandiyan na pala yung bagyo and then we can find ourselves not ready and not prepared. I hope that doesn't happen to us. The crisis or typhoon only reveals how actually prepared we are. That's the sad reality of it. How prepared our spirit, how we are really spiritually connected to God, how we are relationally connected to people, how we are relationally in touch with the people who are in need of God. That's a realization that happens when the typhoon already happens. For the mind, when there's already when there's already a severe anxiety and we can no longer handle so much stress, it reveals na ay hanggang dito lang pala yung capacity ko before breakdown. And for our bodies, that's the sad reality also of having those kinds of crises. It's only in the hospital we find out that we're not that healthy, which is sad. Coach RD once telling me, yeah, I guess this morning he was telling me, a sick person that he knows only found out na meron pala siyang underlying conditions only this pandemic. Yan. So I think I think that happens for all of us, and I hope that day won't come for us na kung kailan may bagyo, dun lang natin malalaman. And I hope it's still early for us now to learn and do some of these things. Yan. Sharon. Sabi ni Sharon, I exercise almost every day. I eat healthy. I take vitamins. I have indoor plants to keep me happy. Yan. Pareho pala tayo. Yan. Marge put an indoor plants all around us. So, yan. Okay yan, Sharon. Siguro hindi lang pareho yung I exercise almost daily. Yan, Abby. Yan. Abby said, yan, through vaccination can't prevent COVID, it will lessen the effect. Continue to follow health and safety. Ay, hindi pala si Abby to, sorry. Si Evangeline. Yan, pumalaw. Yeah. True vaccination can't prevent COVID, it will lessen the effect. Continue to follow health and safety protocol, hand washing, and increase immune system. Be alert. Yeah, I agree with Evangeline. It should be two sides of the same coin. Diba? Be vaccinated if you have an access, if you have received a text message from your LGU, please, yan, to care for yourself, for your loved ones, for your kids, for the elderlies, yan, be vaccinated. Yet at the same breath, do not feel like you're Superman and don't need to stay healthy. Kailangan din you need to stay healthy. Yan. Maybe this is the good time, a good call to quit vices, yan, and start living a healthy lifestyle. Like, yan, taking vitamins, so sinabi ni Sharon, exercising, eat healthy food. Yan. Not, I guess, no, and health. healthy food, healthy snacks. And when we mean healthy snacks, I guess less than chips. Kasi healthy snacks, kapag nakalagay yung mga, ay, okay, this has zero trans fat, zero gluten. So, I guess healthy snacks would mean salads. Okay. So, yon. Abby, yan, said naman na we exercise as a family. Yan. Our girls found a site in YouTube that we can all follow, even our little boy. I also initiated a Zumba session every week with my college friends. Kesa puro about pandemic ang usapan namin sa group chat. Galing naman nun, Abby. So baka you can initiate that dun sa group natin. Yeah, meron din kami na-download na app na which was recommended by young parents na kasama ko sa church, ano. And we did it. Kaso hindi ang goal namin sana mapagod si Elijah, no, ma-spend yung energy niya. Pero it ended up me and March playing the game. It's called Active Arcade. Yan. The name of the app is Active Arcade. So we cast our phone to the TV. Pagkatapos, it's like we. So hand gesture, you need to squat, you need to jump, you need to do push up, you need to catch some rotating guacamole. So it's a fun game. So it's also in a form of exercise. Ayan. For mental, for expanding our mental health, and it's also a good time to read. Ayan. Read books, read on the experiences of other people. So somehow you don't have to experience, we do not have to experience what other people have experienced to learn something from that experience. Yeah. All right. So I guess just to cap this meeting off, and we're about to wind down. And while speaking, and I am reminded by this verse. I'm sure for all of us, we know of this verse. You know, kinakanta nga to sa church, diba? Cast your burdens upon me, those who are heavily laden. Come to me who you are tired and carrying heavy loads. This week has been a very hectic week for many of us. Maybe for some of you, you've heard of a friend who got hospitalized, or you've heard of a friend who needs hospitalization and still at home, and you're praying that the case won't get severe. Or maybe you're feeling tired and exhausted already. Um, Smiling is a means of exercise because it requires you so much effort to do it. Maybe for some, you've lost loved ones last week, and you are still reeling into the thought of that loved one is not with you anymore. And maybe for some of you, you are sick and you don't know what to do. Maybe for some of you, you're having really a deep financial challenges. Um, Malapit na ang kinsenas, diba? Malapit na yung 15th, malapit na yung 16th. And you prepared so much only to find out that your preparation doesn't worth that much for you. So I'd like to encourage you with Matthew 11 and verse 28. This is not just a song that we grew up, ano. So maybe I kind of reveal my age. We grew up singing with. But here in this verse in Matthew 11:28, Jesus said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." And this is a promise that Jesus asked or gave to all of us, gave to all of us to have a rest. But the key here, but the key to resting is not just sleeping. Sleeping is good. It's not just eating healthy food. It's not just binging on Netflix. It's really coming to Him. It's really coming to Jesus. And that's the secret of having a restful mind, a restful body, a restful spirit. Is to really come to Jesus. If it's you today and you have not come to Jesus yet, for quite some time, and you've tried to, be prepared as much as you can, and you're feeling anxious during this time, I'd like to encourage you, come to God, come to Jesus. And He said in His Word, if you're heavy burdened, if you are carrying heavy loads, He said He will give you rest. Yeah, and so I hope you meditate that verse this week, or maybe this weekend, and I pray that you get a rest in your mind, enough anxieties, rest in your spirit and in your emotions, and even rest in your bodies. Yeah, and let's pray also, on the lighter side, let's also pray that this pandemic would pass over soon enough that we can recover all our pre-pandemic lives. Let's also pray for our nation that this new typhoon will be redirected somewhere, will be redirected back to the seas and not do any more damage to any people or to any nation. And, let's pray that we'll have a sunny, fruitful weekend. Yeah, thank you for staying tuned within, staying tuned with me, for the 4 million people who stayed tuned with me for the past 20 minutes. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a very fruitful and blessed week. Yeah, connect to your friends and connect to God. God bless us all. Yeah, bye bye.